I gave us an assignment. So I would like to check if we have actually completed the task. Do we have anybody who has completed the task I gave to us on in our last class? They said we should go and edit everything we have in our homepage. Remember that was the assignments. Please let's respond on time so that we can move on. Cynthia, can I see what you have done so far? Cynthia, can I see what you've done so far? Hello, can Cynthia hear me? Mrs. Omoyibo, can I see what you have done so far? Okay, someone say you cannot hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, I'm asking if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. So I wanted to find out what some of us have done. Please, if you can just share your screen, I would like to see your progress so far. Mommy Purity, please, can you share your screen? Let me see what you have done so far regarding to the assignment I gave to us last week. This is Omoyibo. If your own is also ready, I would like to just see.
Sir, hello, sir.
I can hear you.
I didn't connect with my laptop. I'm using phone. Oh.
Okay. Cynthia, what about you? I'm not really sure if Cynthia can hear me. Okay, so I think I just have to proceed now because I will keep asking and some of us are not asked. So let me just continue. So I will assume that we are all developing our sites as we are accumulating the skills. I've advised us that the way you learn WordPress is you commit yourself, you engage with the activities. You cannot just be learning and you are not practicing. It will not sink. Just take a project. All right, so this was the home page I started modifying the other time, which I could not complete because of time. So I'm still going to play around modification of the theme contents for some time before we'll bring in another plugin. So I will just do some stuff around the homepage. I'll try and see if I can edit more content within the homepage. And then we will now go to the contact page so that we can learn how to create a contact form as well. So we can learn how to create contact form. Okay, Cynthia have responded. We are all using phone. Again, there's no light in our area. All right. So last week we introduced the plugin concepts. You can still remember where I told us that plugins they are pieces of softwares which has been designed in order to allow us to increase our WordPress website functionality. In other words, to expand it. And then we install the Elementor plugin. Unfortunately, we did not use it at the end of the day because of the way we set up our theme with the default plugin builder, which is the page layer. So we are still going to continue. It's actually an option. Let's say optional. It's not compulsory that you edit with Elementor. After all, the way you edit with one, that is how you edit with the other. So if your team do not support it because you have already installed the primary plugin, then you just have to stick to the one your team supports. Okay. Because I told us that this team, they are like already made houses that you are buying or adopting with the expectation of customizing all the content that probably came with it. So depending on the person priority, the person who developed the team, some of them, they may not want it to be Elementor friendly. So whichever builder that is compatible with the one you install, you are expected to know at least how to work with different builders so that when one does not work with a particular team, you can easily switch to the next team. So this is the front end, like I told us. Whenever you want to start editing your WordPress, you start by viewing the front end and see the user end before you start editing. And that will help you to know what you already having that you probably want to change to become your own. Like as you can see, we have edited a section, which is the very first section immediately after the navigation bar. In that last class, we changed this. We consulted ChatGPT to help us to write this brief or short description. And then we also work on voting, and then we are able to what? To use our image widgets to be able to update our images. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to continue from here and see how how I can edit this section, this column section, and then probably edit this section as well. So once you have opened the page, like I told us, you know, we are trying different options. I remember the first two options I tried did not work. So I have to resort to the other option. Remember I said the first option, whenever you want to edit the page content, you go to pages. And then from all pages, we are expected to see the list of all the current pages. And then from here, you can actually navigate to the very one you want to modify its content or you want to customize. So I mentioned, I think we are customizing the home page. Remember, I was trying to use the quick editing, and then I was also using this. And then finally, I use the edit using page layer. So you can see that the team has updated itself. I remember that that last week, this wasn't here because we just installed the plugin. So what's happened is that it took some time before it could add it to the theme. So now you can choose to edit directly with the Elementor, or you choose to edit with the page layer. So I would like to complete that home page with page layer now that we have Elementor added. And then maybe when I want to edit the other page, so you can see that the Elementor is added to home. I'm trying to see. So you can see that you have Elementor only available on your home page for what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let me complete the home page with the page layer. To those, I'll simply right click on it so that I can select open link in a new tab so that I can still retain the current environment. So if this option is not going or doesn't go, then you can use the other method I show us, whereby you view the front end and then you just simply click on edit page. So this is another way you can access these environments that just came up now. So if you are trying to access it here and it's not going, now just open that page, view your front end, and then go to the page you want to edit, and then click on edit page. Both of them will take us to the same space. So now I come back here. Remember that we have edited this section. So I would like to focus on this section. So this is another caption. Remember, you know the kind of website you are developing that will determine how you go about this heading. And I'll also explain, peradventure, there is a particular header that came with the theme that you don't want or that have nothing to do with the kind of website. You are permitted to remove it by clicking here. So it's not everything that actually came with the theme that you are supposed to inherit. You have the privilege of declining some or remodifying some or even establishing your layout. So here, based on the type of site, elevate your wardrobe. So this is about fashion. So I will look for an attractive header. Okay, this is latest trending, which we can take it because if we are saying that latest trending, then the latest clothes that are trending, we are going to substitute their images here and then probably write their names or say something about the brief description about them. So since this is just for demo, so I will just be working with random information. At some point, we will consult the ChatGPT to guide us or to help us compose more suitable and more standard content. So I would like to change this. Here, there are many variations of passage of lorem. So this has nothing to do. This is not a descriptive text, so we need to change it. So if we are going to explain our, maybe here is just like, maybe you are trying to say that, maybe something like new latest stock just arrived across our warehouses. So let's say I want to describe all these latest products we are expected to publish, probably just to describe them or to say a word or something about them. Then if eventually you don't need anything, maybe you just want to just use this latest trend, you can as well what? Clear it up, can remove it. So, but if I want to edit, like I told us in the last class, just simply click on this particular word, editable icon, which means edit, and then you will see it drop here. And once you can see it here, is either you highlight it from here and delete it and type whatever you want there. You can actually remove everything and type whatever you want there. So let's say, welcome. Welcome to the latest stock. So let's say I want to use it. So I'm able to modify this. Then I also talk about typography. Typography, I told us, it's all about changing the appearance of the text, the font size, the color, and the rest of them. So once you highlight the text, it will display all these headers as default. So I can click here, I can say, okay, I want to use this to present it, or I want to use H1, it's going to be bigger than H2. H2 is bigger than H3, and then H3 is bigger than H4. H4 is bigger than H5. So I think this is okay. Then if I want to change the color, you highlight it also, you click on what? The font color. Remember the set of color you are probably working with. All your colors should be properly calculated. Make sure that you don't use color that are fighting themselves. So I'll check. So all the color we are using here, we have a touch of black, we have a touch of red. So if I consider this to change, fine, you can change it, but let me stay on it for now. Now, let's assume that this particular text, you want to make it a link. In other words, when the user click on it, by mistake, it should take them to an important page, which could be probably your service page. So you are only trying to take advantage of them touching some of the key content here in order to take them to where you have some important information for them. So if you want to make it a link, you just highlight it and then you come to where you have link to. So once you click there, it will drop, once you give it some time, it will drop all your pages and they are what? URL. So which of the page would you like to, or would you like them to be taken to if they mistakenly click on that heading? I'll say, okay, let me look for an important page where I actually want them to see some good things. So let me redirect them to my blog templates. So where we are going to create a platform, like a forum, that is going to act as a feedback where people can discuss their experience within our website. Or if I have my service page, then I can direct them there. So let me take them to my collection. So I'll take them there. So automatically you have made this a link. You can see that once you click, it's showing us the hash symbol, which show that what it is a hypertext, is a link. So once you are done with a section, you update it. You update it. Now I want to work on the alignment. Remember, I told us something. I don't have to edit all the pages with us before you know how to edit the pages. Once I take my time to explain how to customize the content in a particular page or two pages, you are expected to replicate that knowledge to do others because the same techniques are also adopted. So now I want to talk about the alignment. Let's say I want to move this text from the center of this line to the left or to the right, so that will expose us to some things there as well. So click here. Once you click here, you are in the editable mode. Then you can switch back to option. So once you go to option, now there is a logic I want us to take note. When you are in setting, most time, that is where you develop the content. Then when you want to bring in the CSS, which is the decoration, you move to what? Option. So the option will give you a property, CSS property for modifying either the appearance or the layout of that particular text. So from here, I should be able to know box styling because the whole of this is a box. So I will simply go to this box styling. And then from box styling, you can see the available. No, I told us something. This is already made house by someone. it is normal that at times you spend time looking for where things are kept because you are not the one that developed the house. So never feel discouraged when it's taking you some time when you are working with WordPress, knowing where things are hidden. It is normal. There is no way, there is no level of expertise you will have or you will be that you can edit all things without at some point looking for where some things are kept. It is only theme that you have edited often. Maybe the first customer that consulted you, you use this theme to build the website for the person. The next one, you use the same theme. So if you are using this theme, exactly this theme for the next client, you will see how it will be easier for you to navigate around the rooms and the content in it because you are already familiar with it. But if it is a new thing, you are going to spend some time to search for where things are. So don't feel discouraged when you check setting and you can't find what you are looking for, and then you go to option. So here we'll talk about what? Remember, I'm talking about moving this particular text. We want to move it from the left, from the center to the left and to the right. So it's not left for you to find out where is the command exactly. Now here, what we have here now, what we have here is margin. So if I click here, you can see, let's say I want some space between it. So you can decide to say, okay, you want margin on one side. So all you need to do is to lock this particular section. So once you lock it, you can now work on each of them without affecting other. You can see that at the moment it's affecting only the what? The top margin. So if I click here, this is what? Can you see it now? The left margin. The left margin within that box. Within that box. You can see it. So you can't exceed that box. So what I'm trying to explain here is you can actually modify your individual margin side without affecting other. Once you lock up this place, you will now be able to work on one. Then if you click on it and it's shaded that is, it means whatever you are doing here affects what? All of them. That is what it means. So I just want us to understand that as well. So we are still looking for alignments. We are still looking for alignment in order for us to float this. So this is padding. Padding is the space between the write-up and the boundary around it. So that same logic, you can also, right now you are working with PS, you can choose here to choose what? Maybe another, or you want to work with percentage, you want to be increasing this by percentage. You can say that by percentage is always faster. When you increase by percentage, is always faster. So that is why sometimes we can just lock it up and use PS so that we can see it gradually. So I'm still searching. Here is what? Position style. So you can see this is exactly what I was saying. Don't be surprised in your own team. You might get that position style in your setting. So always understand that each time you are working with widgets, what is widget? Widget is this property that is used to create content. Like the other time, we are going to use image widgets to add image. So this widget, like I explained to us the other time, they are like the HTML, which are used for adding content if you are using the core programming languages. So now, you can see my alignment. You cannot see the reason why the whole of this box is positioned at the center. So if I just come here now and select left, I have changed it. So I can just come here now, select what? Right. So there are times based on the way your content are arranged, you may prefer what? Center, but center is better. Remember what I told us last time, that whatever you are building, irrespective of the method you are using to build your website. Mobile first should be your priority. Mobile first means you should consider the mobile users first, because 95% of those that are going to explore the website are going to use mobile phones. So whatever you are doing, make sure that it's mobile responsive. And I explain to us how you can check right from WordPress backend. That is when I explain to us this icon. So once you click on this icon, you see three words: popular devices. So this is where you click to check how it's going to be on tablets. So on tablets, the text is still at the center. Then if I go back there and select on mobile phone, you can see on mobile phone, the text is still fitted. So these are things you should be checking as soon as you are editing each section. If you have time, don't rush. Find out how that particular section that you are about to leave, that you have considered, you have edited to the, to the best knowledge of yours. Find out whether it's displaying well on mobile first before you leave there. So supposing as I previewed it with, or I'm previewing it with a mobile view now, and then maybe this is scattering. Maybe this text is divided into two. Then if I'm not okay with it, I'll quickly go back and reduce the size. But I'm okay with that. So now another thing I want is, I still want to edit some things here. This particular line, if I don't want it, that is called border. So this is the border styling. So you come here, is already programmed on none. But let's see, solid. Now, if you discover, you see that as I added the border, that means what was there before was not a border, was a different style, because I noticed that as soon as I added the border line, I discovered that it added it. So which means that what we are having there may not be a border line. It may be a kind of overlay, maybe having one background at the back and then having another one on top where this text is written. So let me change it back so you can see that I have removed that as well. Now, but if you take your time, like I said, you can play around all this until you get what you are looking for. You can even remove it. Okay, let's assume that I want to write another header under this. Let's assume that I'm not able to locate this line, and it's a must that I must remove this line. I will rather remove it and then bring another one. So let's say I want to add another one under this. I told us something the other time. So what I'm going to simply do is to do something like this, is to leave here. So once you leave here, that means you want to add content. Why that interface we were before is for modifying an existing content. Now I want to add a heading here. So this is the title. This is if I want to add multi-line text. So all these are what I am calling widgets. They are like your HTML, like tags, like H1 tag, which we use in adding content. So what I want to add is title. So the first thing I want to do, I want to add a row. A row is just like a div, a row. First, inside that row, I will now add the title or any of this. So this is where you have your grid. So the row, you can click on this and say inner row. And then let's see whether we have some of them. Good. Let's use this single row. So if I click and drag now, check what I'm doing. Was I click and drag? It's better to. So now, what I wanted to do is to place it here. But you notice that as I am clicking and dragging, it's not adding directly because I'm supposed to touch this one. I want to select one of these so that it will add. So you can see that it's added it, but at the top.
It's actually added it at the top. You can see this is second one. So I want to right click here and select what? Delete. That is how to remove. So what I need to do now is to drag this one. So drag this one. You can see that this is a frame. That is the reason why it was not able to enter. So you can either place it before that frame or after the frame. So in this kind of scenario, what you do is this. What you do, you go in here, click on that frame plus so that you can easily add it. See what we are trying to do. So we can add, because just like they have already framed the whole of that place. So since we cannot go in there direct, but we can add the text directly under it. So I can click on what? This title. So you can see that what? I've been able to what? To add another title. So I can say, hurry up. Hurry up now. Offer lasts soon. So you can see that with that one, you added another content under that very first one. So I just want us to know that you can add a widget anywhere you actually want to add it. So I'm going to leave that section. So now I'm going to the aspect of editing all these pictures. All these pictures. I told us you just click on the picture you want to edit. Now you are not viewing the picture frame that will allow you to call in another picture. All you need to do is to go to setting because you are in the styling section of it. Once you click on it and you can't see the picture, it's probably because you are under option. Then go to what? Setting. Then you will see the frame, the widget. So you click and that will prompt you your media. I told us if you have the picture not here, then you can go to your upload file and call it from wherever you have it. So once you add an image, then the image will be added to your media automatically. So with this, I think the media has loaded. So just to align with the clothing stuff, so you will have gone to Google and download the right picture, the attractive picture you want to use, and then save it. But because of time, I don't want to go through that. So I will just take from these ones that we inherited, which are still in line with what we are doing. So what I'm going to do now is to insert it. Then you can see that what I have been able to change this particular picture. Now, for one reason or the other, I want to modify this picture. There are also properties. Now that is the CSS aspect, the styling aspect. You click on it. Now, once you click on it, you can see size here. You can see size here. While when we're working with the other tests, all the CSS properties were accessed under option. This is what I was telling you. In some cases, most of this like this size now, depending on the theme you are using, it might be under option. So you should know that whatever you are looking for, if you can't find it under setting, definitely it will be under what? Option. So just be working with that mindset. So now I want to work on the size. So if I click here now, this is thumbnail. You see how thumbnail? Let me see the difference between this. You can see the display method now. Just put your eyes here. So you choose. Full size is the image is bigger and lesser space is allocated for the text. For thumbnail, I have what? I don't know whether they are almost the same. But if I'm not okay with any of this, I can just go to custom. So once I go to custom, it means that I want to size it to my own taste right now. So once you do that, you will see this. This is a custom size. This is currently what? 200. So you can continue what? Increasing. You can continue increasing. Or you drag this. You see it? Why in some team, it's not going to give you a meter like this. You will see 100 by 100. I think we saw it the other time. Then you now start manipulating that. But this one is what they are giving you a meter or a bar where you can adjust manually. But whatever you are adjusting, you cannot adjust beyond the maximum width of the div or the container holding it. That is why I'm not able to expand it because of the grid that was used. The grid is 3 columns inside it. So one frame, one big frame or one big container. Inside it, we have what? 3 what? Columns. Okay. So now we are still on this. So I can click here and then check if there are other things I can do under option. But before going to option, let's check what we have access to here. You can see here content. So when you click here now, that is where you can edit this content. That place where is where you can change the picture. Now the content that are also framed in that is just like one container divided into 2. Part of it is holding the image and the second part is holding the text. So once you are done editing the image section, you see the link there. So, but ordinarily, you might be looking for this particular icon, but you should know that this theme has a separate in some other theme. Once you hover on this, you will see this icon attached to this section differently, which means that you don't have to start looking for the right channel. You can just click on it, just like the way we click here, and then we are able. But in this case, once I hover here, I'm not seeing this editable icon, which means that there is a separate place where you are to change this content. And that was why I have to go to what? Content. So from here now, I can just delete this. So you must have known this picture, the product name. So now I can directly delete this one and type the name. Let's say the name of this product is t-shirt. T-shirt. Let's say t-shirt. Then, like I said, you can see once you highlight and drag, and you are able to highlight, you can see when I was dragging from here, it wasn't going the first time. So once you drag from here, it doesn't go. Take it from here, your hand. Now you can see what I'm saying. Once you are able to highlight, it means that what is editable. You can delete it also. And then you type whatever you want to put there. So you can add, maybe let's say what? This. Or let's say what? Portable t-shirt. For party. So the same process, you can highlight it, bold it. This is where you have alignment. Maybe you want it to be, you want to change it to the left-hand side within that frame or the right-hand side within that same frame. Then you want to, all these are things you know from Microsoft Word. So here, let's say you want to add another picture. You want to add picture to that very place. No, why it's taking time to. So let me just click from this one. So you can see the way it added the picture. So it expanded that particular place. So what you do is to style the image. To style the image, and then as you can see, image was style. Then you can reduce the size of that image to minimum. So let's say object fits. Let's say let's cover. Object position at the top. So all this is because of, you can see the cost of that space. So that space is too small for us to have that particular image. So what happened is that the image actually came as the background of the whole of that section. So what I'm going to do is to go back to the content and then remember where we got the image from. Let's see. Under image style. Was it under image style? Trying to locate.
From let me see. Okay.
So now,
For me, let me see if I can.
so what I did is that since I'm not able to locate where that command is, so I have to delete it. So I can actually add another widget the way I want it. So I'll call this image and then call the picture that I added here before. So this is a good opportunity for us to know how to actually add our own, which I said before. So once you have found it difficult to edit a particular one, a particular structure that came with the theme, you can remove it and manually use the widget to add it. So here now I can go back to this and say, okay, I want to add rich text under it. Once you click here, it will give you a space for writing your rich text. What do you want to put there? I think the name of the let's say what? Nice t-shirts. Nice t-shirts. For men. You can modify it. I think it was from the center. Remember, this was the place we clicked that added the background. Want to bold it. You want to work on the size. You come here. These are some already made sizes. You can select them. Where maybe none of this fits what you want to do, you can type your value here. You can say, okay, I want to increase to 23. And then I press enter. That is still not okay. You can say, okay, I want to increase it to 40. I press enter. But as you are doing that, it's not going beyond the frame. Okay, so except you use maybe if you have used heading, because we use rich texts. If we have used heading, we'll have able to have all those H1, H2, H3 that can help us to make it big. Then the color, you come here. This is for handwriting. Color, you come here. Let's make it a complete black. So we are updating. That is one way. Another way is that, let's say this one goes off, you can actually use this one to copy this. You can add another one. I think let me do that so that we can understand. Let's say you delete this one and you want to copy it because you want to maintain the same format. So just click on this one and select what? Copy. So let's check what we have here now. Sorry, it's not copy. Select duplicate. So we have it. So now all I need to do is just to delete this very one. So I'll have it back in case you want to maintain the same structure. So quickly, let me quickly touch and change this picture and leave that section. So touch the picture one after the other. You're trying to use that one to access the library. So let me choose all these clothing picture that came with the theme. But like I said, you are expected to download your own.
Then you click on them one after the other and change them. So this is how you can change your images. So some of these I'm doing, they are to be replicated anywhere you have picture within your WordPress website that you want to change.
Okay, so I've already explained how you can change this from the content.
You can highlight and type, or highlight also and type. Okay, now.
Now, supposing I want another row of this. Let's say I have like 6 different pictures, 3 per row on this page. So what you do is just to copy the whole of this whole row, not just one. You know, I was duplicating one now. So once you click here now, just touching here, you have copied it. So you can see that what? Now I have 2 rows. So I can now begin to click and start changing their picture. If I want another row, I will just click here. So I've added what? Another row. So that is how you keep adding, that is how you can duplicate a whole section. So, but I don't need it. I just want to use that. So the same thing, this is how you delete the whole container. I just want to go back to how many? I just want, let's say 2. Let's maintain this. So the same idea, how I was touching or modifying this, the same idea here, the same idea here, the same idea here. So when you get to button, the same thing. So you can add your picture here, and then you click add a button, a URL. Now when they click here, say something about the picture, and then when they click here, it takes them towards to a page. So with this, I want to stop here on editing images and text. So take that same system, replicate it across other pages. Anywhere you have an image, that is how you can change your image. Anywhere you have text, that is how you can change your text. And I've also showed us how you can add this widget, because I want to go to another widget. Now, on this home page, what I want, I think I've showed us how you can add a slider. We have done that in our last class. So, but I want to go to something else, which is how do I add a video? Because this is an image. So if I want to incorporate a video in any of my pages, how do I do that? Particularly the video that I want to add will have been uploaded to my YouTube page. So that is how you should work. So if you are building a website for a company, you ought to have created a YouTube page for them. If it is your own business, create a separate YouTube page. Then the video should be uploaded to that YouTube page. Then you will not connect those videos from your YouTube page to your website. In other words, you are trying to save the storage you purchase. Don't forget when we were learning how to host, they gave out different plans, different spaces. One was 6 gig, one was 12 gig, and we chose the one of 6 gig. Now imagine you are working with 6 gig, maybe you did not purchase enough space, and you are not loading your videos here directly. Then it means that what your website space can be easily what consumed. So what you are expected to do is to save space by keeping those videos in your YouTube. Then you only add a link here that when they click on them, it automatically what redirect them to your YouTube page. So that is the next thing I want to show us now. How to incorporate YouTube page video to your website. And that will also take us to how to use another widget, another content creator. So what I want is that let me delete the whole of this and add it here. So that's supposed to be in, it can be anywhere, anyway. Maybe in your homepage, it can be an advert where you are talking about your products, and then you add the video here. So let's say we are adding the video somewhere here. I want it to be where they can easily see it as soon as they get to the page. Okay, so let me bring it immediately after this. Let me bring it here. So what I'm going to do is to click here, then come down to where you have video. Just search for video. Let me try and see if the thing will permit me to bring it outside this book, because as you click here now, it means that it's going to be wrapped inside this frame, just like what happened the other time. So I will just exit here. So I'm going to where I have, let me add a different row. Okay, good. This one permits me. So this is what I was saying. You can see that as I'm bringing this row now, as I'm touching here, it means that what is going to add it immediately after the first one. So inside this, I will add my video widget. So I'll now step out from here and go and look for widget for adding video. Go to where you have, this is where you have slider, which I've already shown us, where you can slide images. Then we are going to video. So you can see video here. If it's audio, you can add it here. If it's video slider, just like the way we're sliding images, is video you want to slide. So you can drag it and make sure that what is it, you put it inside that frame. So automatically, so it will open the video frame. So as soon as it opens the video frame, it comes with properties that you need to work with. So like here now, you want to add what? Light bulbs. So there are some things you turn on. So you can see that what is no longer what? Dark. The box is light now. When you click here, it gives you what? Dark box. Autoplay, maybe as soon as they get to the page, the video will start playing automatically. So you turn it on. If it is an advert video, I would advise you to put it on what? Autoplay. Then if in case you want to mute it, maybe they will just be watching the video, but they cannot hear the sound. So all these are the features. Or loop. Maybe you want the video to continue. Once you finish playing, it will continue on the page continuously. So you click on what? This loop. Then the aspect ratio is where you set the size of the video. So let's use different size. You can see the size is different from what was there. I choose this, you can see. So we have different aspect ratio. So if I'm going with this, fine. Second, please. Okay, so now, so you can see, so this is what you have by default. Then overlay means there will be an image, maybe my own picture or the owner of the video. Once they, just like the way it's showing now, what we are seeing as their overlay is their pictures, their WordPress. So maybe when somebody get to this site, they will see your picture first with this word play icon. And when they click before, it will not take them to the video. That is the overlay. So if you want to add it, you click here. And then once you click here, you can see that currently is not turned on. So I'm walking us through all these things first before I go to my YouTube page and bring the link here. So once you click here now, it will give you an image box where you can call the overlay picture. Let's say you have an advert where you must have written maybe web development. So as soon as they get to the page, they are going to see what? Learn web development. Okay, thank God I have a similar picture of that. Or let's say is my own picture. Okay, let's say I want to put this. This is what they should see as overlay as soon as they get to the page. So once they click on the play button, they will now start watching what? The video. So the idea is I'm trying to market something before they view what? The content. So once I insert it now, watch out. So that is what you are going to see once you get to the page. Then when you now click, you will now start viewing the content of the video. So you can see it now. So that is the work of that overlay. But if you don't want overlay, then you leave it there. Now, the icon, display icon, in case you want to set it, you can come here and search for any other icon, but I'm using that very one. You see that once you click now, it will not show you what? The video. We have not added the video yet. That is why we are seeing all this. So I just want us to understand the features that can be used to set it before we go for the addition of the video. So now you go to option. So option is, in this case, we don't need option for anything. So I'll just go back to the video. Now look at this place here, video URL, which is the link. So if you click on this video right now, if you update, it's going to take you to their own adverts because we have not added our own link. So quickly, I will now go to, let's go to this platform, link. Let's say I'm going to the YouTube page now to get the link. So if you have created the YouTube page for the company, you go to the page and get the particular video link and then substitute it with that current one you are seeing there. So I'm trying to go to a YouTube page so that we can get a link to replace that very one.
Let's exit picture so that we can see the entire process.
Okay, so this is the YouTube page. Let's say you visit the YouTube page and then is this video I want to add. So let me go to our channel. But since it's taking time to load, I don't want to waste time. So let me just, let's see. Okay, so these are video. Let's assume that these are different classes that I've recorded. And let's say you want them to watch one of these from your website. So what I'm going to do is to click on that very one that you want to watch. Then after clicking, you now go to where you have this button, share. So from the share option, you will see what? The link. So you copy this link. Once you have copied this link, go back to your editing page. Then this particular stuff here, delete everything you
All
have.
right, so we are still on HTML tag. So gradually we are
So you paste it there.
increasing the knowledge
now
of our tags.
Update. Let me go.
Remember, I told us when we started this training.
Okay, so we have added our own link. I don't know if I've added it. Then you now update. So we'll go to the front end and confirm what we just did now. Or you can even confirm it from your end by typing this URL and then from the home page. Let me wait for it to update. So updated. So let's go to the front end and refresh now. Let's see how we are going to view the video we just added. So you can see it here. So once they play now, let's confirm if we have actually added the video. So they play again. So why are we seeing two different overlay? Because while I was uploading the video, I added one overlay right from YouTube, and then plus the one we added here. That is why I have to click on that play twice before I go access the video. So you can see with this, you have been able to what? To add or integrate your YouTube video directly.
All right, so we are
your
still
website.
on
So
HTML
the
tag.
visitors
So
can now
gradually
watch
we are
directly from your
we are
website.
increasing the knowledge of our tags. Remember, I told us when we started this training that as a developer, particularly using programming languages like the ones
do we
we
have
are
any
learning,
questions so far?
it is very, very important you understand the building.
Do we have any question? If somebody should mute and reply, please. Do you have any question? So I'm trying to reload the page. Okay, so if we don't have question, then we'll go for 10 minutes break. And then you can be working on your sites or try to be editing your homepage. If you can add the video, try playing around the video tag. You have a YouTube page. Even if you don't have a YouTube page, just go to YouTube and search for any video, then click on the share button. Okay, let's try that we have done so far, please. 10 minutes for you to try everything you have done so far. And I will appreciate if I can stay on someone's screen while that is going on, just to be able to know what is happening there. I think I've enabled to share. Okay, let me do that. So please, 10 minutes for us to try something on what we have done so far, please, particularly adding of the video, changing more content. Your homepage, I want to see if you can, within this time, or if you have done it before, then I can also check it. For those that joined late, I was asking if any one of us have done the assignment I gave to us. Remember, I said you should go and edit your homepage before the next class. So if you have your own ready, just signal me so that I can allow you to share your screen. But before then, everybody should start editing the homepage. I want to see that you add a video there, and then if you can play around those things that we have touched, fine. So when I come back, I'm going to look at another widget, which is maybe slicer or form. Any question? Starting from your home page to About Us page, you modify everything. So this is mandatory assignment I'm giving you, is compulsory. Please, if I discover that 90% of people attending this training
are not able to do that before the next class, I will shift that class till when that is ready. So that is the only way you can actually learn WordPress. You have to be practicing. You have to be taking projects. You have to be editing. Okay, remember that the package you have there is 1 month. Once that month expires, most of all the link you are using to practice will expire. So we need to start updating, learn everything we need to learn. So even if I want to reactivate it for 1 month, I need to see some level of seriousness that people are actually working. So what I'm simply saying is this, like this now. So let's assume that we are done with our homepage. This is what they will say. Make sure before that class, you have added your social media Facebook link, which I've taught us in our last class. Then the whole of this footer, which I've also explained to us, will have been modified. Everything in the homepage should be about your service, about your business. Like all these kind of things, I will not see them. All these ones, they are not yours. All the pictures should be pertaining to or relate to what you do. So once you are done with that, you go to About Us page and start editing About Us page. So everything about your About Us page should also be about you. The same concept, the same way I've been changing those images. That is how you change these images. That is exactly what I was saying. When we spend time to edit one page, we are indirectly editing all that pages. You don't expect that we'll keep editing from one page to another. No. With what I've explained so far, you can change this picture, you can change this name. You can change any write-off wherever you have it, you can change any picture. This is for About Us page. So the next class, I want to see that all the pages, as you are going to click on them, I want to see everything about yourself. For those of us that are creating portfolio websites, put your pictures there, describe yourself, sell yourself to the world concerning the product or what you do. That is the essence of the portfolio. Then for each of the pages, you must have completed the contact. Now I'm going to contact page. I am going to contact page because that is where I'm going to show us how to build a contact form, contact page. Remember, I told us that you can open that page first, and then while you are in that page, you can now select what? Edit what? Page. That is one option. Or from here, you click on the page layer here. This is another way you can access your pages. It's either you open it first and then use this, or you open it from there.
So this is what we have in our contact page. See the one that is still opening. Okay, this is. So I will just design a simple form. So in the next class, I will expand on it to a complex form. For it's as if this particular site is already with a form, but I think to show us in case you want to add a form to where there is no form. Because there must be form, actually, there must be form, because that is one way people are going to contact you. Because once, if I'm able to finish this form, or probably give out the intro, in the next class, I will now be focusing on how to implement payment gateway. Let's say you want to create an online shop where people can buy directly from your website, and then to take them to where they will have to enter their ATM detail, their PIN, and then click on buy, and then a transaction will be established between the client and your bank. So these are what area that is remaining once we are done with these basic aspects. Now, I think this one has opened. So this is my contact page. So you can see from the contact page, these are what you have. You can just edit them to become your own. So how do you edit? The same way that I have been explaining since. Once you hover on any section and you are able to see your editable icon, all you need to do is just to click on it and then the whole content. Now, there is something I want us to see here now. The moment I click on this, I am redirected. Remember that we have already edited here. I'm not touching here. Look at the structure here. You say what? To change next, visit your WordPress dashboard, page layer setting. In other words, the builder you are using is the one that is responsible for changing all this. So let me check here. The same thing. Click here. The same thing. So how do you change this? So what I'm going to do now is I'm supposed to retain the dashboard. Well, as it is now, I have to just go back. Then what I will do is to right click here and then open in a new tab so that I can have it and still have this. I think I have to stop this very one. I don't know the one that is loaded. Okay, this one has loaded. So let me stop this one. So for us to get to the direction, we have to come back here and then go to the page layer. This is what they are telling you, page layer. Then you go to the setting. That is where you can change those contact information. So from here, you should be able to go to what? You see it here. Let's see. Under information, address. So you can clear the address, put your own address. Let's say number 1, Mayor Street. Just an example. Asaba. Then your phone number, put the client phone number. This should be your own number. The client, the person you are building the website for, if it is your own, put your contact there. So let's say 234 70 6966 5919. If you have your Facebook account, your Twitter, their name, their handle, you supply all of them if you want. Then this copyright text, if it has not captured your own, you can edit it also. So once you have done that, you click on what? Save. We will still come here when we start designing the form. So once you have updated, if I go back to this now and refresh this, you will notice that what we did there will have reflected. Okay, so let's check now. You can see it. All those information have been captured. So you remember that I did not change the email. So the email is changeable here because as soon as you click here, you are seeing this. Okay, let's say we click here. Good. Now the same thing, you go to setting. So if I want to change the email, let's go back there and check where we can change the email. There's no email section here. You go to your contact form. Good. So from your contact form, you have your email here. So you put the email you want to use there. Now, but let's still see. Under general information, okay, so let's check to contact at domain.com, which means that the email is going to use is this email, whatever email you supply as what? Domain. So your email in this case is that particular email that you register with, which is the admin email that's when we were installing the theme the other time. So with this, you have know how to change this. Now for the form, this is the simple form that came with it. Now, anytime you are working with form, always know that whatever email that you supply here, when the user fill that form, the content will be submitted to that email. For example, if the client does not want the form to be submitting to the website email or webmail, then you have to ask them, and then you impute it here. You put their own Gmail or whatever. Then it means that henceforth, when they fill that form or any form within the website, they are going to be receiving the information in the email you specify here. But if you do not specify any external email here, then it is assumed that it is the webmail that the content will be submitted to. So we are going to look at webmail toward the end of the class once we are done editing, because right now we are still customizing. All those ones, they are the back end. We still have some things to learn from the back end, which will not take us more than 1 hour, where you can create your official website mail, where you can check it. So if eventually you create another one, just like here now, I created this info@digitalz.com.ng. So it's our web mail is different from Yahoo Mail or Gmail. So for every website owner is expected to have what? A web mail, which is more official. So it's either you configure it to it or you configure it to your conventional Gmail account. So that is how to change a contact. Now, supposing I am not okay with this form, so that's where I'm going to, and I delete the whole of this form. I delete it. I want to create my own form. I want to build my own form from the scratch. So that will take us to a plugin. So remember, I told you that once you want to add more functions to your website, let's say the theme that you install does not come with what you want. The only option to add it is to fall back to plugin. That's why I told us in the last class that we don't joke with plugins as WordPress web builders. Because plugins make your work very easy. It makes you to increase, make you to add a function that ordinarily did not come with what? Your theme. Right now, I'm assuming that I don't have form, and I want a contact form that people that will visit this site can supply or send me their name, their phone number, probably their gender, their country, and some other information. Then I can reply them at my own convenient time. So how do I go about that? To add form or to design form in WordPress, you go back to your dashboard here. Then from here, go to plugin. Remember, click on what? Add new plugin. So there are different, I'm not supposed to use this so that I will not lose this environment. I want to lose this environment. Okay, this is the front end. Okay, this contact page. So right click on it. Let me open it in a new tab. So this is the plugin interface. So from here, there are a whole lot of plugins. If you go down, you see all these are plugins. So you can see the one of form here. You can see image plugin. There is no function, Twitter plugin, video plugin, widget, all those things that we are using, WooCommerce, YouTube plugin, There are a whole lot of them. All these are different what? Pieces of functions or software that can be used to increase your website functionality. So it depends on what you want to do. So if you are building a church website and they are telling you that they need, a form where people can pay tithes, then you come here and look for what? Once we install a church template, definitely you are going to what? Have access to those features. And don't forget, I said the last day of this training, I am going to show us how you can buy a team. When you start collecting jobs, you are not going to use this free one all the time. There are some level of websites you'll be asked to design that any of these free one they gave you because you hosted, because you bought URL, can handle. So you have to go and buy team. So what WordPress is doing is marketing strategy. And what is it all about? So once you host a website under any of the hosting company, being it Google Host, being it Bluehost, WordPress have already given you free theme marketed by Softaculous, that software that we click on from the control panel. So this is their own way of, marketing themselves, that once you host a website, then you have access to our free theme. But guess what? The real theme, they are not free. They have to be paid for. There are themes that are expensive, up to like, you spend like 800,000. There are some that you spend 50,000. There are some that you spend even 30,000, depending on. But once it's a purchase team, definitely it's going to be more standard, more quality than this. These ones are the ones that are given to you so that you can learn. Because if I ask each and every one of us now to buy team before you can learn WordPress, we will not be able to do it. But the same skill sets, in fact, when you even buy team, they will give you a video on how you can edit that team. So that is another lecture on its own from the one Mr. Prosper is giving you right now. Any team you buy, they will give you a video on how you can walk around the house where you can access things. And peradventure, there is a live chat there. In case you are having difficulties, you can chat them immediately and they will do a video or send you step by step on how to rectify any issue you are having. So it is more easier when you are working with a purchase team than this one that they are restricting something, because this one is not everything you have privilege to edit. You will see that some of us, when you start editing your team, there are some things that those places we are clicking on turn on. You try clicking on that, they will not be turned on because they expect you to what to buy. They will tell you what pro. Even this form that we want to design now, you're going to see where they will tell us that you have to pay before you can use some field. Okay, so how do I design the form? Which plugin? I told us something the other time that in case you are confused, you don't know what you need, just come to Google. It's very easy. Just tell Google you want to design registration form or contact form. Just ask Google WordPress plugin. Or plugins, so that we can have different types for designing form. Now you see their names. You see, formidable form is a name, ninja form. All these are different forms. The 7 best form plugins. So just click here. So this website have, research, maybe based on their experience, and be able to come up with the best 7 what are form plugins. So you can see that learning WordPress is very simple. Anything with the knowledge with what I have taught you so far. If you know how to leverage on Google, you can do anything. Once you have an idea of what you want to do, go to Google, plug in for accessing it, and then you see recommendation. Now, let's look at the ranking. Let's look at the ranking. Let me see where they listed they are not taking us to different link again. Okay, let me see here. Let me start from the top. Okay, so you can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This user feedback form. You will need all this form depending on what the client is telling you that what he or she wants. So let's say I want to go and work with what? WP form. Now that Google has already given me the name to search for, WP form is a plugin for designing form in WordPress. I'll go back to my plugin page and then type it here, WP form. And then once I type it, then it will bring out the list of the plugins that falls under this. Then you will start by installing it and activating it. I told you that anytime you are working with plugin, you will install it and then you activate it before you can now use it to build whatever you want to build. So you can see that we asked for WP form and then we have seen it. This is it. Easy form, builder for WordPress, contact form, payment form, survey, and more. Then there are other options you can take advantage of. You learn all this one. WP form, Google Sheet, connector, all these. This one is the Mailchimp, which is for web email marketing, for digital marketer. So you can see a lot of plugins that a manual programmer will be killing himself designing, but all these what they are software that are pre-built for you. So quickly, let's install this one. Like I told you, once you have seen the plugin you are looking for, the first thing is for you to install it. The second thing is for you to activate it. Once you have activated it, it will be listed here. So right now, like what? Our contact form or this WP form. Once we have installed it and activated it, it will be listed here. Now let's go ahead and activate. Let's wait for it. Okay, so activated, you can see it added here now, WP form. Now you can now start designing the form. So to design the form, remember you check here, you see all your plugin. You should be able to see the form. To see the plugin. So you can see it is here. Now you can go to setting of it to check what has been programmed with the form. So sometimes when you install a plugin, always take time to view the default setting to help you to know what has been turned on or turned off before you start using it. The work is a bit slow. Okay, so you can see from the setting, you check include form style, load asset global. So all this, you don't have anything to do here. You want to go to the email section of it. You want to know the email this form. Whatever form you design with this plugin, will be submitting to validation that are attached to it. So you can view all those information. Okay, so let me just quickly, so you can see it. These are the classic form. So as soon as I click on the form now, I want to design the form. Like I said, I will just do the intro of it. Then probably in the next class, I will go more complex so that you can add that at least as simple as the type of form I want to design now should be in that project that I'm giving us. So now to start designing the form, click on it. So once you click, you can see samples that you can choose from. So I will start with what? The basic. We'll start with the basic. So this is supposed to have shown more than this. But if I discover that the internet is not going fine, then we may just shift this to the next class so that we'll start it afresh. So form is a very important component. It's not something that you rush. So let's just add new. Let's just add new and see if it's taking time, then I may need to postpone this to the next class. Okay, so what we are going to do is this, because of the network, start the form halfway. So I'm going to start with the form design in our next meeting. But what you will do for me before that meeting is for you to install the plugin, this WP, just like the way I installed it. Make sure that you install it. Don't start working with it, but just get it ready. That as soon as I start working with my own in the next class, then you can as well start working with your own. So that we can stop here tonight. So remember the assignments I gave to us. Everybody should go and edit everything you have in your homepage. Where you need a video, you know how to access video, what we get. Where you need an image, you know how to add image. Where you need a row to add text, you know how to go about that. So please, before the next class, everybody should have completed all the content in their pages, will have been changed to their real content. That is the assignment. I hope that is clear, please. I need a quick response before we draw the curtain. The assignment is for you to edit all your pages content. For example, when we click on the home page, we want to see that all the content in that page, they are pertaining to your service. All the picture will have been replaced.
Okay.
Your website is about portfolio. I want your personal picture to be there where you are talking about yourself. Describe yourself in your home page. Who are you? You are a data analyst. Put your picture there. You know, explain the tools you know how to use. If you are a web developer, that is for those that install portfolio. For those that install business, whatever category of theme you install, please, before the next class, I want to see that you must have changed all the content to that particular focus. And when you now go to the About Us page, you want to see only About You, collection, all the pages you have there. Make sure that you change all their content to your own content. That is the first part of the assignment. The second part of the assignment is for you to install this WP form plugin that we just installed now. But don't do anything. Just make sure that you install it. Then we will continue with it in our next class. Our next class, I'm going to continue with designing of the form using that plugin. So that's the assignment. Is it clear to everyone now?
Sir, please, I have a question.
Okay.
So install that WP. If you go to Google, Wordpress plugins is the first thing that you type, Abi?
Yes. The reason why we went to Google, because I just did as if I don't know the name of the plugin.
Okay.
That way because of you that you are just coming in. I already know the plugins I need, but in case you don't know anything that you need, just go to Google. That was the reason why I have to go through that Google to show you that you can actually ask Google questions and get clue to what you need. So what I type on Google is that WordPress form design plugins. And then Google brought different options. And then I followed this particular site that said that they have published this best 7, which we came here to check, and then we discovered that what the first one they mentioned is what is the WP. So you can as well go there, maybe your own case, you can download this one, you can install this one. But what I'm saying is so that we can be on the same page, everybody should install WP form. Now that you have idea of the name, you now go to your plugins. You now go to your plugins, click on new, and then when it asks you to enter the name of your plugin, now you have an idea of what you are searching for. That's the reason why we went.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other question, please, before we draw the curtain? Any question? Okay, so if there's no question, thank you
Excuse
for.
me. Sir, please. Which one do you download?
WP form. That is the one we downloaded. WP form. Look at it here.
Okay, the first one.
Yes, this one. Yeah, the first one. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, see you next week by the grace of God. Have a nice week ahead.
Good night.